Opening hook. Imagine waking up every day knowing that your dreams, your ambitions, and even your happiness are on hold. All because your family needs you to be their financial rock, their emotional anchor, their silent hero. Sounds familiar? Today, we're diving deep into a topic that hardly anyone talks about, yet millions live it every single day. The untold emotional price of family sacrifice. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm your name, and I love breaking down complex, real-life issues in tech and finance. But today, we're turning the lens towards something far more personal. Family sacrifice and what it really costs beyond money. Section 1. Understanding family sacrifice. More than just dollars and cents. When we hear family sacrifice, our minds often jump to financial support. Covering tuition fees, helping with medical bills, or managing household expenses. And yes, those are crucial. But what's rarely discussed is the emotional toll buried beneath these financial acts. Think of it like this. Every dollar given, every hour spent helping a family member, often comes at the expense of someone's mental well-being, growth, and sometimes, their own family or career development. For example, a lot of first-generation professionals might send a significant chunk of their salary back home each month, while they're building their careers. They're also bearing a heavy weight, wondering if their contributions are enough, feeling the pressure of responsibility, and facing the anxiety that comes with being the go-to person. Section 2. The double-edged sword of financial support. Financial sacrifice can create a powerful dynamic. On one hand, it strengthens family bonds and provides stability. But on the other, it can breed resentment and burnout. Not just in the provider but also in the people receiving the support. Why? Because behind the scenes, the provider might be sacrificing their future savings, personal needs, or even mental health. Research shows that people who constantly provide financial support often experience stress, comparable to caring for a sick relative or managing a high-pressure job. And for the recipients? Depending on family culture and communication, receiving help can come with feelings of guilt, dependency, or even shame. This can create a subtle but ongoing emotional strain that impacts relationships and self-esteem. Section 3. Technology's role in amplifying or alleviating pressure. So, where does technology fit into this equation? In today's hyper-connected world, tech can both ease and intensify family sacrifice. On the plus side, apps and platforms like Venmo, PayPal, and even banking apps have made it far easier to send money across the globe instantly. This convenience reduces friction and allows people to support family members quickly and frequently. But here's the catch. While these transactions become effortless, the emotional burden doesn't disappear. In fact, the immediacy of digital support can even increase expectations. Families might come to rely more heavily on monthly transfers, making it harder for the giver to say no, and escalating feelings of obligation and burnout. On the flip side, social media platforms sometimes amplify the pressure to appear financially successful or capable of supporting family, leading to stress and comparison. Imagine scrolling through Instagram and seeing someone your age showcasing a luxury lifestyle while you're juggling loan payments and family expenses. That crisis of confidence is real and it compounds the emotional toll. Section 4. Mental health and hidden struggles. Let's talk mental health because this is the crux of the invisible cost. Sacrificing constantly can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, feelings of isolation, and even depression. This happens because when you prioritize family needs over your own, your emotional reserves get depleted, and self-care falls to the wayside. Interestingly, many who make these sacrifices don't seek help due to stigma, cultural expectations, or simply not recognizing their own struggles. Add to that the challenge of balancing career ambitions, personal relationships, and family obligations. It's a perfect storm. Surveys show that caregivers and financial supporters within families often report higher levels of stress and lower life satisfaction. But these numbers barely capture the personal stories behind closed doors. The quiet evenings spent worrying about bills, the missed social events, or the strain on marriages and friendships. Section 5. Breaking the cycle. Steps toward balance. So, how do we tackle this? Is there a way to support family without sacrificing your emotional health? Absolutely. But it requires awareness, communication, and sometimes new tools. First, transparency is key. Families need to talk openly about finances and emotional capacity. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're protecting your ability to help sustainably. Second, leveraging technology thoughtfully can empower better money management. Budget apps like YNAB, You Need a Budget, or Mint can help visualize exactly how much you can afford to contribute without risking your own financial health. Third, mental health support is crucial. Whether it's talking to friends, joining support groups, or seeking professional counseling, taking intentional steps to address stress can make a huge difference. Finally, for the providers, investing in your own future, like retirement savings or side gigs, can create financial buffers that ease constant pressure. Section 6. Real stories. Voices from the community. I reached out to a few people who live this reality daily and asked them to share their experiences. Their stories paint a vivid picture. Maria, a software engineer in her 30s, supports her parents back home while saving for a house in the city. She shared, "It's like I'm living two lives. The one at work where I push for a promotion, and the one at home where I'm constantly worried about my parents' health and bills. It's exhausting, and sometimes I feel guilty for wanting more for myself." Then there's James, who helps his younger siblings with college fees. "Sometimes I say yes when I really want to say no. I don't want to disappoint them. But I'm burning out. They don't see the stress I'm under. And I don't want to burden them." These narratives underscore that behind every financial sacrifice is a deeply human story of struggle, love, and resilience. Section 7. The bigger picture. Cultural expectations and systemic issues. It's important to recognize that family sacrifice also intersects with cultural norms and systemic economic factors. In many cultures, supporting extended family financially is not optional. It's a moral imperative. This adds layers of expectation that can be hard to resist or challenge. Economically, wage stagnation and rising living costs mean people are stretched thin. Lack of accessible healthcare, affordable education, and social safety nets in many countries means the family unit often has to serve as the primary source of financial and emotional support. Understanding these broader contexts helps us appreciate the unseen struggles and advocate for systemic changes that reduce individual burdens. Section 8. Closing thoughts. Recognizing and respecting the sacred sacrifice. To wrap up, family sacrifice is a profound act of love and responsibility. But it's never just about money. It's about emotional labor, mental health resilience, and juggling competing demands that don't have easy solutions. If you're someone making sacrifices for your family, know that your feelings are valid, and it's okay to seek balance. If you're part of a family receiving support, your understanding and appreciation can lift a huge weight. And if you're watching this as a friend, colleague, or simply a member of the community, sometimes just acknowledging the invisible struggle behind family sacrifice can be a powerful gift. Thank you so much for watching. If this video resonated with you or someone you know, please like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment. I'd love to hear your stories, thoughts, or questions on this topic. Remember, none of us are alone in this journey. See you in the next video. End screen, outro music.